World examples.
Well, look, Matt, to me it's obviously it's important to have tasks which are interesting, and ideally tasks which connect ideas together, which illustrate important parts of maths and which create opportunities for decision making. They're going to help teachers to learn best. But in fact, even with page 32, question 7, you can still teach in a way that encourages the kids to formulate their own problems, to formulate their own ways of doing it, to consider that different students might have different approaches to the task. So what are the most important things? Well, the first important thing is that to have what we describe as experience before instruction. That is, the students will engage before they have an opportunity, well, before the teacher tells them what to do. The students will have some experience connected with the task. Now, the experience might be a practical one, it might be just using materials, it might even be just trying to solve some sort of number problem. Yeah. But the experience first and then the discussion later. So that would be one of them. Another one of the ones is for the teachers to talk less, that to make a conscious effort not to be filling up the space with talk all the time, but to have the students work quietly. That may be collaboratively, it may be individually, but working for themselves, and then arranging classroom discussions of that there. And so the third aspect of it, which might sound a bit mundane, is have a way of projecting students' work. And this is actually a really important idea, because if your way of reviewing students' work is for students to just read out answers, that's not going to work. You have to be able to communicate their thinking and their layout, their setting out of the procedures and the solutions. But you don't want them to come to the board and rewrite it, because that's going to waste precious classroom time. And you don't want the teacher to rewrite it, because then you get a whole different projection of what's being said. By projecting students' work, it actually creates the impression for students that the way they describe their thinking is important. The students very quickly realise, well, it doesn't do any harm to write neatly. It is important. But also just the fact that they can explain their thinking in setting it out. And so being able to project students' work is really quite an important step. So even if the task was just question 7 from page 32, it's still important to do those 3 things: to let the students engage, to talk less, to project the work. Now, of course, finding better tasks is one of the challenges, and no doubt your Facebook list is giving teachers opportunity to share their successes on that. But finding ways to have the students at least some of the time making their own decisions and talking with others about those decisions is powerful learning.